Cuphead, the delicious last course, is a real treat for fans of the original game because it takes everything that was awesome about it and turns it up to 11. Like, the animation is even more incredible with that classic cartoon style, and the music is just as catchy and fun to listen to. Plus, it adds a bunch of new levels and bosses that are some of the most creative and challenging ones yet. So get ready for some serious controller throwing moments. But the best part is, you get to play as Miss Chalice, this brand new character with her own cool moves and abilities that make the game feel fresh and exciting, like a double jump and a dash move that lets you avoid attacks. But be warned, some of these bosses are seriously tough and might make you want to pull your hair out, but if you love the original Cuphead, you absolutely have to check out the delicious last course. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is a side-scrolling action platformer that brings back the classic feel of the old games but with a fresh, modern look. It mixes fast-paced combat with clever puzzles and platforming challenges, making each level feel really exciting. I was really impressed by how smooth the movement feels, especially when chaining jumps and wall runs together. The boss fights are fun and require some strategy, but some of them felt a bit too easy. The art style is beautiful, with vibrant colors that make the world feel alive. Even though some of the puzzles were a little repetitive, the combat and platforming kept me hooked. Celeste is a challenging but rewarding platformer where you play as Madeline, a girl who climbs a mountain, and this game is known for its tough difficulty, but it's also super fair, and the controls feel really tight and responsive, so you always feel like it's your fault when you mess up. Which, believe me, you will a lot, and the levels are designed with tons of hidden secrets and shortcuts that make you want to replay them over and over again to find everything. Plus, the story in Celeste is surprisingly deep and emotional, dealing with things like anxiety and self-doubt in a way that feels really genuine and relatable. And the music is absolutely amazing. It's like this beautiful mix of piano and electronic stuff that perfectly fits the mood of the game, but I gotta say some of those later levels are brutally hard, like seriously controller throwing frustrating. And while the story is great, it's told through these optional cutscenes that you can easily miss if you're not looking for them. So overall, Celeste is an awesome game with tight controls, a beautiful art style, and an amazing soundtrack that's definitely worth checking out even if you're not usually into hard platformers.
Oh, damn vacuum. Come on, we have to find Rose before she leaves.
It Takes Two is a unique co-op adventure, playable only with a friend. You'll journey as a couple turned into dolls solving puzzles and overcoming challenges in a magical world. The gameplay is constantly changing with exciting new mechanics around every corner. Experience thrilling moments like riding toy airplanes and battling giant squirrels in a vacuum cleaner. It Takes Two is creative and funny with a heartwarming story about love and relationships. While requiring two players and good communication, It Takes Two is an unforgettable co-op experience. This game is a must-play for anyone looking for a fun and unique adventure to share with a friend. Little Nightmares 2 is a creepy puzzle platformer where you play as Mono exploring a distorted world filled with disturbing creatures. Solve puzzles and sneak past enemies to survive this nightmare world with its tense atmosphere and amazing sound design. You'll encounter terrifying monsters like the creepy teacher and the horrifying hunter. Team up with six from the first game to overcome obstacles and solve puzzles together. Though challenging at times, Little Nightmares 2 is a thrilling and unforgettable experience. A must-play for fans of horror games and anyone who enjoys a good scare.
Onward and upward.
Super Mario Bros. Wonders is like a crazy dream where anything can happen because you can turn into an elephant and stomp on Goombas or become a giant spiky ball and roll through the levels, And there are even bubbles that can float you through the sky, and you can play as all your favorite characters like Mario, Peach, and Toad, and even Daisy. The levels are super fun and colorful with tons of secrets to find, and the music is so catchy, you'll be humming it all day long. Plus, there are these things called wonder flowers that can totally change the game, like making the pipes come alive or turning all the enemies into giant versions of themselves. So get ready for a wild ride because this is a super fun game that will keep you entertained for hours. Hollow Knight is a beautiful Metroidvania with a haunting atmosphere. Explore the vast underground kingdom of Hallownest as a silent knight uncovering its secrets and battling deadly foes with your trusty nail. The hand-drawn art style and haunting soundtrack create a truly unique and immersive experience. Combat is tight and responsive, demanding skill to master. Gain new abilities and spells to reach new areas and overcome challenging bosses. Discovering hidden paths and upgrades is incredibly rewarding, but be warned this game is tough and the map can be confusing. Still, Hollow Knight is a must-play for fans of the genre and anyone seeking a unique and unforgettable gaming experience. Astro Bot is a 3D platformer that feels like a love letter to classic games, with tight controls, beautiful environments, and some really fun mechanics. Every level introduces something new, whether it's a cool power-up or a clever platforming challenge. The way the game uses haptic feedback makes it feel super interactive, and honestly, it's one of the best platforming experiences on PlayStation. The only downside is that it's not the longest game out there, but every moment of it is packed with fun. If you love games that are just pure joy to play, this one is for you. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin is a unique blend of action platforming and rice farming simulation that will surprise you with its depth and charm. You play as Sakuna, a spoiled harvest goddess banished to a dangerous island with a group of human outcasts. To survive and return home, you'll need to master the art of combat using your divine raiment to grapple and attack enemies, while also learning to cultivate rice. The game features a surprisingly deep and satisfying farming system where you'll plant, harvest, and refine your rice crops to improve your stats and abilities. The combat is fast-paced and acrobatic with a variety of weapons and skills to master as you explore the beautiful hand-drawn environments and uncover the secrets of the island. This is a truly special game that offers a unique and rewarding experience. If you're enjoying the video and want to support a growing channel, then please do subscribe and hit the bell icon. Neon White is a fast-paced action game where you play as an assassin trying to earn your place in heaven by competing with other demon slayers to kill demons, and you get to use cool weapons called soul cards to do it. The game has a really unique art style that mixes anime and cel shading, and it looks awesome. Plus, the levels are designed to be replayed over and over again, so you can try to get the best time. The story is pretty interesting and keeps you engaged, and the characters are all memorable with their own unique personalities, but the dialogue can be a bit cheesy at times. Overall, Neon White is a super fun and addictive game that's easy to pick up but hard to master because it requires quick reflexes and strategic thinking to succeed. So if you're looking for a challenge, this is definitely the game for you. Unravel 2 is a cute and heartwarming puzzle platformer where you play as two little yarn creatures called Yarnies, connected by a thread, so you must work together to solve puzzles. You'll swing across gaps using your yarn abilities, which makes it a really great game to play with a friend because teamwork is key. The levels are beautiful, with amazing details like forests and beaches. You'll even swing through a playground. The music is really nice and relaxing, which makes you feel happy while you play. This game is full of challenges that will make you think, but it's never too hard, and you always feel clever when you figure out a puzzle. Unravel 2 is a great game for all ages. So if you want a fun and charming adventure that will make you smile, this is the perfect choice. Pentiment throws you into 16th century Bavaria as Andreas Mahler, an artist who finds himself caught up in a murder mystery. You'll explore a beautifully illustrated world, talk to interesting characters, and try to uncover the truth behind a series of suspicious deaths. The game's unique art style, inspired by medieval manuscripts and woodcuts, adds to the immersive experience, and the story is full of twists and turns. Pentiment lets you shape your own story through your choices and interactions. You decide who to trust, what questions to ask, and ultimately who you think is responsible. But be warned, your decisions have real consequences that can affect the lives of everyone in the village. Although Pentiment is a slow-paced game focused on dialogue and investigation, it's still a really engaging experience. If you enjoy historical mysteries or narrative-driven games and are looking for something different, Pentiment is worth checking out. Rogue Legacy 2 takes everything you loved about the original and makes it even better with a huge, vibrant world to explore and tons of new features. You'll play as a descendant of a noble family, exploring a procedurally generated castle filled with unique biomes like the enchanted Kerguelen Plateau and the challenging Axis Mundi. Each heir has their own unique traits and abilities, making every run feel fresh and exciting. The combat is fast and fluid, with a wide variety of weapons and spells to master. You'll need to be on your toes to survive the challenging platforming sections and intense boss battles. And with the new relics system, you can gain powerful abilities that can change the way you play. Rogue Legacy 2 is a must-play for fans of roguelites and platformers alike, offering a rewarding and addictive experience that will keep you coming back for more. Sonic Mania is a love letter to classic Sonic games. It looks and feels like the games you played as a kid, with bright, colorful levels and that awesome Sonic speed. You can play as Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles, and each one has their own cool moves. The levels are remixed versions of old favorites with new surprises and challenges to keep you on your toes. There are also brand new zones to explore with secrets hidden everywhere. The music is fantastic and really captures the classic Sonic feel. If you're a Sonic fan or just love fun platforming games, Sonic Mania is a must-play. Unravel is a really charming game where you play as this tiny creature made of yarn named Yarny, and you use your yarn to swing across gaps and solve puzzles in a beautiful world that looks like it's made for a tiny person. It's like you're exploring a giant backyard, and the music is so relaxing and peaceful. It makes you feel like you're on a little adventure. You'll travel through forests and over mountains and even under the water, and the puzzles can be tricky, but they're always fun to figure out, and it's really cool how you use your yarn to tie things together and create bridges and swings and stuff. Unravel is a great game for people who like to relax and explore, and it has a really heartwarming story about love and family that will stay with you long after you finish playing. So I tried Nine Sols recently and was really impressed by how well it combines fast-paced action and platforming with a story inspired by Asian mythology. I absolutely loved the hand-drawn art style that gives the game a really unique look. The combat is so much fun with the mix of swordplay and deflection mechanics that make every fight feel intense, but I did find some of the platforming parts to be a bit tricky because they require really precise jumps. The story is good, but it does feel like it drags in some places, but even with these small issues, I think it's a really solid game that's worth checking out if you like action platformers. Super Mario Odyssey is a joyful reimagining of the platforming genre Mario helped define. With its creative new mechanics and nostalgic nods to the past, it delivers an unforgettable adventure. The standout feature is Cappy, Mario's sentient hat, which lets you possess characters and objects, adding endless variety to gameplay. From controlling a giant T-Rex to stacking Goombas, the surprises never stop. The game blends 3D exploration with classic 2D segments, creating a unique mix of retro and modern styles. Each world is a creative playground, and New Donk City stands out with its semi-realistic design, fun minigames, and a celebratory finale. Even after completing the story, there's plenty to do, from collecting hundreds of power moons to unlocking new areas and surprises. While the game isn't very difficult, its charm, creativity, and innovative gameplay make Odyssey a masterpiece and a must-play for Mario fans and newcomers alike. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a beautiful and emotional game with amazing graphics and music that will make you feel like you're in a dream. You play as Ori, a cute little spirit creature who has to save the forest from a dark evil, and along the way, you'll meet interesting characters and explore a huge world filled with secrets and challenges. The controls are tight and responsive, and the platforming is super satisfying with lots of cool abilities to unlock that. Let you do amazing things like double jump and dash through the air. The story is really well told and will pull at your heartstrings, and the gameplay is challenging but fair. Although some of the escape sequences can be a bit frustrating at times. Overall, Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a must-play for fans of platforming games or anyone who wants an unforgettable adventure that is both heartwarming and exciting. So if you're looking for a game that will stay with you long after you finish it, this is definitely one to check out.